So one thing that would be nice, I guess, is if we could get a vector database in there, but I don't know if you can offer that outside. So that's what I've been working on, trying to get Postgres to work inside DevPanel. Because showcasing RAG search would be nice, but the problem is if everyone spins up something, everyone needs a cloud database then, which is maybe hard to solve. Anyway, are you recording this? Do you want me to showcase how all the different components that I can set up easily works? So he knows what to talk about?
Yep, I'm recording it. We can showcase it, and then we can also, after this meeting, we can try and build a template for it as well.
Right, okay. So what I would start with the very, very simple stuff and go all, up to agents and stuff later for people to have some kind of understanding of what is there. So in your case, you're not going to have to go through the providers because you have a provider in there, right? So how to install that is not relevant. What I would start with is the API Explorer, because that is showcasing the raw queries, so people understand what is actually happening in the background. And this is also good if they are developers, because then you can showcase how people can start contributing modules to the AI ecosystem, because this will showcase how you actually write the code needed to create whatever it is, chat or text to image request that you want in a normalized fashion. So it doesn't matter if it's Drupal Forge that is the provider, or OpenAI, or your local Llama, it will still just work, right? So what happens after I have installed that is that there's going to be an AI API Explorer here. And when you click on this, there are the different explorers that exist for what you have installed so far. So you can have a longer list here, or you can have a shorter list. These are the operation types that you have. So because you have speech to, well, let's take text to speech, for instance. Well, let's start with chat, because that's actually easier. So if I write hello there, you can just showcase how it works basically with someone writing something and getting a response. So this is the response that's coming back in this case then from OpenAI, because that's what you're sharing in LightLM. And you can also see the code and so on. You can test different things like streaming, getting actually JSON schema back. So asking something like, I want 4 categories, and then you can paste in a JSON schema that has categories as the key and the value being a text or something, and see that this actually works. And then you also get back the code examples for how to work with like stuff like structured content, tools, and so on. So that is a good start. And there you can also showcase that you have a lot of models that they can test. So if they rather want to, try with Claude, then we can ask, which model are you? You can showcase this as well, then, that it will answer. Not all models actually answers who they are. They're not aware. Okay, this is actually a very bad answer. So maybe not use Claude in this case, because it's answering its OpenAI. So that is the first thing to showcase. I can just showcase that there are other stuff as well there. So embeddings is the things you're using in RAG search. This doesn't look like much for the world, but this will give back the actual embeddings results. And this is what you're using then in RAG search. So finding similarity between searches and so on. So that is that. next module I'm gonna showcase is AI content suggestions. So this is also a very simple module. What this does is it gives you a possibility on nodes or blocks or any kind of entity to get suggestions based on the text that you're writing. So I'm just gonna, while this is waiting, I'm just gonna copy some article from CNN here. And we need to set this up, and it might make sense if you really need it to take time when you're talking how to set stuff up as well, even if it's already set up in your case. So there's AI content suggestion settings where you can enable different plugins. And these plugins are built in the Drupal plugin system. So anyone that wants to add something on top here can add it. So let's take summarize, suggest title, evaluate readability. Yeah, we can do alter tone as well. Save this. And I will, as I said, I will just copy some article here. It's gonna save this, right? So I shouldn't take something too political here. I just take something about Formula One. So I will just create a basic page here. Copy the content in. Oh, let's do Control F-V. So what we can do here now, I just add description, is if I don't know the title, for instance, I can click suggest title.
Where did you get the content from? You just copied and pasted it from somewhere?
Yeah, I just copy and pasted the article for CNN.
Yeah.
It's some article about Formula One.
Okay.
So you can just click suggest title. It's gonna suggest a title. So this is just suggestions. You will have to take actions yourself in these cases. Evaluate readability. This is just gonna give a score about the Fleisch score, I think it's called, which is basically how well could a seventh grader understand this text. So you get a score. Okay, this is for 6.2 of 100 scale, which means that's not super simple to read, and some suggestions on how to rewrite it. Alter tone, we make it more friendly. This is gonna take some time because it has to write it out.
And when you say that, it will rewrite the article?
Yeah, it will rewrite the article in a friendly tone, but it will just give suggestions here on how it should look like. So you can see here it has rewritten it. I don't think this is very good. I'm gonna showcase what we can do in CKEditor in a second. Summarizing, so maybe here in description we want a summary instead of a couple of sentences. This can take care of this then. So we could copy this here instead. And then we have a summary there. So that is content suggestions. As mentioned, we just published this. As mentioned, this is plugin system, so you can add your own plugin that gives suggestions in whatever manner you want. Next thing, we're gonna take something that is simple that, well, let's see which one is, yeah, let's take, no, Automators comes last. CKEditor. And that is then the body field. So how you can do different things inside the body field. Just let me open that anyway in a separate. So then we take, let's see here, where do we have formatting options? Text format and editors. Let's see what is actually default here. If I click on edit, I guess it's, yeah, it should be content. So under the configuration of the CKEditor, there is now, because we installed this module, these two things, and we're going to use both of them. So there's CKEditor that adds a menu item, and there's balloon menu that makes something selectable. So after I have added those, it should have shown up. Yeah, Ajax here. Wonder what's wrong here. Let me just save. That was strange. See if it's here now. Oh, it was at the bottom. I'm used to it being top. Sorry. So you have AI tools here where you have the same thing that you can add a lot of different plugins. Once again, these are just plugins. This, what you're gonna see now is annoying as hell, but that is how the CKEditor setup works. So anytime you click on something, it reloads the Ajax and closes everything. So we can do, well, let's start with that enabled, generate with AI. We could add as well. Let's create 2 sentences of following. Yeah, fixed spelling we don't really need. So we start with those two that are the simpler ones. So if I reload now in the CKEditor, we're gonna have some extra things here then. So you see there's an AI assistant here. So I could just go up here and start with generate with AI and write 2 sentences about Red Bull Formula 1. Click generate, and it's gonna go ahead now and generate stuff. Oh, I don't know why there was an error. And then we can just save those changes in here. Same way I can mark stuff, and then you have the bubble. So this is just the same thing as this, but it works with mark stuff. So we can summarize this. If we want it summarized, well, this wasn't good because it didn't become smaller. We probably need to, if you're gonna show it, you should probably do this then. So it actually marks a longer text. So it actually becomes smaller. And then you can save those changes to the editor. The third one I'm gonna show you that's a little bit more advanced requires that we add a taxonomy. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add a taxonomy called tone of voice. No, we can call it target group. And I'm gonna save that. And we can add a term called suitable for 15-year-olds. And what you should probably showcase here is I'm gonna just drag my ChatGPT window here. So any of the reasoning models are very good at what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna, this is like reverse engineering the AI. I'm just gonna ask like, can you create a good system prompt for rewriting a text for a 15-year-old person? Make sure to write at least 10 bullets on how to do it. It should be in Markdown. So this is actually a very good way of reverse engineering how the token space works for a model, and especially reasoning models are very good at this, which means that it's usually better at writing system prompts where you instruct the AI to rewrite something in a specific way because it knows itself how it works. So we're just gonna copy this and paste it in here. So now it's gonna actually use all these different rules then when it's rewriting this. So if we go back to text formats now, there is this thing called tone. So we're just gonna enable that. And we have to choose the target group. And the last thing we have to do there is use term as well, term description. So it actually reads from the description and not just the name. So if we have saved this, we drag this away and we reload. What you can do now then is this, that you mark everything, click tone, and you choose the suitable for the 15-year-olds. This is gonna take some time now because it's a lot of text, of course, but it's streaming it out, so at least you see the progress. And the funny thing we can do now then, so now we changed everything, then we can try this evaluate readability again to see that this actually worked. Did it make it easier? Okay, that's not much higher to be honest, but it got a little bit higher. So that is the CKEditor. Next thing I will show is, well, I will have to install a module here. Let's see here. Do you know which version of Drupal you're on? In this case? Is it 11.2?
11.2. Yeah.
Oh. Then we have a problem with the field validation, I think, because they haven't updated their module yet. So the question is there, you have so we can add patches, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So let me find the patch then. Let's copy here. And what I'm saving to Composer here, you will be able to use that in your template, right?
Yes.
So I'm just gonna add a change because they haven't updated. So it has a dependency on the field validation module, which doesn't work well with Drupal 11.2 because Symfony has updates. So
Okay.
let's see where we have the patches.
Just put them in the patches.json file.
Okay.
I did that so that we don't modify the upstream composer.json.
Then it should be Drupal field validation. Validation.
I think there's a comma missing above. There we go.
So
I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty cool. You can put all the patches in another JSON file.
Yeah. Well, with the composer patches version 2, you can.
it should be this one.
Composer patches version 2.
So
Does this mean I have something else new to play with? There's
Probably.
always something new to play with. Eh,
so let's see if this works now then. Let me install token module as well if it doesn't exist while we're at it. But it did not run the patch there, did it?
The computer's ready to be charged.
Let's see here. Do we need to? Is there some cache in
For
Composer?
the token module?
No, I mean for the field
Oh,
validation.
yeah. There's a composer PRL command you have to run
Yeah.
when you add patches.
Okay, got it.
As otherwise, it will only look at the patches.log.json.
Still didn't work. Let's do update.
Do a composer update.
a general one.
Oh, sure.
Still no patch, I think, right? Did I do it correctly here? Drupal field validation. That's the right. Drupal. Let's just copy and paste just to make sure. Yeah. Oh. Any clue? Let's wait with that. The problem is it creates total white screen of death when it's not patched. I don't want to add
Oh.
it. Let's take the something else then for now. I mean, I can show logging. Let's turn on translate, but not validations then. So these are pretty simple but powerful things. So logging, maybe I should have shown from the beginning, but that is yeah, what it sounds like. It just makes sure it logs the actual calls out and in. How we're doing this. Okay, it's finished. So we just need to enable that. So that's AI logging, settings. We're just saying that we log everything. And I can just show you if I go back to AI API Explorer, for instance, write a message, hello there, ask, it should then create a log for that. So you can, you know, just see the actual. Ooh. That is interesting. Why it's an error? Maybe not show that. Do we have a bug in there? Okay, maybe not actually show this module then, because it seems to have a bug in it. So anyway, translate then. We first have to set up languages. Is Spanish, I guess, is the language that most American has as the second language, right?
Yeah.
So let's turn on Spanish, and then under the, let's see, where is content types, we will just make this translatable. Language, enabled translation. And then what we need to set up as well is a translation provider. Where are you? Translate.
What do we need to do?
And just use GPT 4.1 there. And what you have then as well is under content, edit, or I guess there's translate there as well, but there should be a translate here somewhere. Where is it in Gin? Are they hiding that in Gin? Oh, it's here, I guess. There we go. Translate. And then you have this button just. So it goes ahead now and translates all this to Spanish. Take some time with the long text.
Marcus, on the last one, you got an error. Was that because we were not on the latest version of Drupal, or was it because of something else?
That is probably a bug on our side, I'm guessing, because we ran Composer update now, so it should be on 1.1 something.
I see.
Yeah, so you have the translation that you can showcase. That is the simple modules, I think, that just works out of the box. Let's see, is there something else there that works just easily? No. Yeah, okay, we can do image bulk alt text, but then you have to prepare a lot of content that is not basically images that people uploaded that doesn't have alt text. So this is a way to automate the process if you have an old site that needs alt text. But then you would have to prepare a content that is like this. I'm not sure if that's something worth showing off. When it comes to before I start on the automators and the agents, because that's pretty complex and there's a lot of stuff you could do there because they are builder apps, right? Let's just show the things that's in Drupal CMS. Or I don't know, did you have this working, like the chatbot and the alt text and stuff? Because then I don't need to showcase that for you.
No, go ahead and showcase it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't seen that work.
So let's just, well, I guess this one has alt text, but what you can do then, let's see here, always is with alt text, it's as simple as that button. And it will rewrite new alt text for you. And that's it. It's a very simple app. There is settings here. I can just showcase that. That's maybe good for people to know. There is settings on how it generates this. We talked to our accessibility expert, so this prompt you probably don't need to change. What you might need to change is the image style. So the problem is with all these models, you're paying for the resolution of the image when you're providing it. So if you're uploading a 4K image, that's like 50 cents, I think. So if you have a lot of images, this of course adds up. So what we have there, we have an image style that crops this to 400 on one of the sites to make sure that it doesn't cost so much money. But this of course gives less detail for the vision model. So if you have a big image with a small little thing on it that you wanted to explain, you might need to play around with this. You can also auto-generate on upload, and the only thing it does is as soon as you upload, there's something there. So for the agents, that is what you want to showcase there are 3 agents built into Drupal CMS, and we can go ahead and add agent also. I will showcase how to do this. What they can do is create content types. They can create fields on content types, and they can create vocabularies and taxonomies. So what we could do as an example here is that we want to create can you add a content type called movie reviews? So let's create a movie reviews content type with everything that is there. So this is very much made for people that don't know Drupal. So it's many of the times it's asking, like telling this is what I'm gonna do, and then it goes ahead and does it, right? So if we go to content types now, hopefully there should be movie reviews there. And can you add a description to it? 6 words. I don't know. Because right now it doesn't have a description, right? So it won't share your thoughts about the film, yes. And you can always see when it actually calls an agent. So if this doesn't happen, it means that it doesn't actually do anything on your Drupal site. But in this case, no, I saw it called the field agent, which is not correct. Let me be more specific, and you change the description of the content type movie reviews to add to the content movie reviews of 6 words. So when you're showcasing this, what is very good is that oh no, now you see the problem here. So what is very good is that you actually clear history a lot, because the longer the history is, the less exact basically it becomes at doing what you're asking it to do. So having a smaller context is very good. So let's see here. Okay, this was a very bad description though. Let's ask it of 6 words that makes sense for a movie reviews content type. So let's see if it's coming up with something better. Yeah, okay, so now it's something better, right? Next thing, so it has a description by itself, is maybe on the movie reviews content type, and you add review of a review score of between 1 to 5. Create a new field called review score. So you could tell it, could you do a list integer? And this is aware of field types. So in theory, what you can do here is you could install the rating module, ratings field module, for instance, and ask it to create that. And it would go ahead and do that. So it's aware of stuff that gets added as well. So let's see here if this worked. So you have a field review score now then. We can just see, so the actual setup is okay, 1 to 5, right? And then you could go ahead then and add your movie reviews in this case. And the same you can ask then about creating taxonomy terms. Wait, we can just do it. Could you add vocabulary that's called movie type and comma with 10 types, no, genre, I guess. Of movies. And then we can create a field around this as well. So that's basically, well, that's one part of the agent. The other thing is you can actually ask it questions as well of how you do stuff. But this is the things that it can do by itself, so to speak. So we can just go ahead.
Can you actually show me an example of what you mean by ask it questions of how you do it?
Yeah, I will show that. So you just see here, there's movie genre. It has created 10 categories for us that makes sense. So say that I want to delete the content type movie reviews. So this is something that our tools do not allow it to do. So after I write yes here, it will try to ask the agent to do this. It will answer that it can't do this. Oh, okay, this is bad. This is actually a bug. Okay. So to give you a actual what you asked for is if I ask how do I delete content type in Drupal, for instance. But this is also one step by step. What is good to know here, because Drupal CMS doesn't allow us to install RAG databases, this is just based on the knowledge of the model. And that can, of course, hallucinate. So this is basically it. It's just telling you where to go and what to do. So that is that. If we continue on the agents track, I will show you how to set up a simple agent with the tools that exist here. So there's a module called AI Agent Explorer, and that's basically where you can try to talk directly to an agent. So I will install this. And then I will show you where you can both see what the actual agent is doing, so to understand what it's doing in the background, but also create a new agent in this case then. So if we go to AI and AI agent settings, you're going to have a list of some agents here. Drupal CMS Assistant, that is the agent that is running here. And if we go in and look at this assistant, you will see that it has a long prompt here of what it's allowed to do, how it should answer, and so on. But it also has tools then, which are these different agents. So that is the things that can actually manipulate or answer questions as well. Oh yeah, I can showcase that as well, because it can answer questions on context as well if it's in these agents. So what content types exist on this system you should be able to ask, for instance. And it should call the content type agent, and we should now have 2 content types then on the system. Yeah, so it answers. So that's a way also you can ask questions that are relevant for your site and not just general questions. Anyway, so it has those. If we go into, let's take the content type agent, because that's the simplest one. It is the same thing here. It has a prompt of how it's supposed to do things. We have something called default information tools, and these are tools that are loaded into memory. We're going to have a better UI in 1.2 for this, same for the tools here under. But what this loads in here in this case is the node type. So it doesn't actually have to, what an agent does is it's looping over its prompt, and it has a set of tools that it can use to widen its knowledge and to change stuff on the website. So you will see here what the content type agent has then is get content type info, edit content type, and create content type. So that's how it can edit content type, how it can create content type. And I can showcase here then if we go into Explorer, and this is just shown because I added this agent Explorer. What you can do here then is ask directly to the agent, can you remove the description on the movie review content type? And what you will see here now then is each of these loops. So you will see that what's happening is first it's getting the content type info for the node type movie reviews. Then it's using the tool edit content type on the data name movie reviews and setting description to empty. And then it's making up an actual answer here. And now then if we go to the content types, you will see that the description is gone. And that's a way then that you can debug agents and try out agents so they actually are doing what you want them to do. But what we can do now is then add an AI agent. And we can do something with the limited tools we have here. We can take the list bundles, for instance, and we can say media type agent. the description in this case is extremely important, because if you have an agent that is like a project manager agent that gives tasks to other agent, it reads this description to figure out which agent to use. So in this case, we do something very simple. This agent can answer questions about media types on the system, right? So it's very simple one. Max loop is basically how many times can it loop. In this case, it's very simple. It could probably do it in 2 loops, 1 loop even. We have other agents that's research agents that literally goes out on the internet and searches for hundreds of different search terms, summarizes this, tries to figure out stuff from this, can take 10 minutes to run such a thing. And this can sometimes need like 50 loops or something. And the reasoning for having a max loop is that, as you have seen, the AI can hallucinate, or there is things it can't solve, where it might think that one solution will solve it and then realize, okay, this didn't solve it. Use solution B, this didn't solve it, and then it goes back to A and B and just gets stuck in a loop, basically. Never solves it. And because of this, you want to set that after X amount of loops, you just give up. You just say, I can't solve this. Agent instruction, we just do something very simple. You can answer questions about media types on our Drupal website. You are a looping agent that has tools to do this. Do not answer any other questions. We don't need a default information tool, so we just need the list bundles. But what we can do when you set up tools as well, so what an agent essentially is compared to a workflow is it has full autonomy. So instead of setting up a workflow where you go from A to B to C, and you might have a conditional in there, programmatic conditional, the agent is the one that decides which tool am I going to use to solve this. There are security problems with this, of course, because if you give, I mean, in Drupal, when we create tools, we want to make them as generic as possible, but this, of course, opens up a lot of security issues. So we had a tool that could basically change any content entity, but this is super dangerous, because if you do not say that you want to just, create an article or something like that via agent, if you do not actually say that the only thing you can create is node articles, someone can do something called prompt injection, where it's trying to ask the agent to do something that's not in its system prompt. And this can be multimodal. It can be a text in an image. If you have it, allow it to upload audio, it could be someone actually saying, this is not what you should be doing. What you should be doing instead is this. And of course, if it can create any entity and you haven't locked it down, it can create a user with a role of administrator with a specific password. And then you have a big security issue. And because of this, we have property restrictions where we say we don't want the agent to take a decision on this specific case. We want to force the value to be media. So it should not be able, in this case, to answer a question about any bundle. We could make something that answers for any bundle, but in this case, we just keep it to media. And when we have done this, we can then go ahead and ask it. We can do something like, do you have some way of adding videos? Because there should be 2, I guess. There should be the remote video and the, why is there no model there anymore? If you have problems right now, maybe. It's from this one. Oh, this is open. Oh, maybe it's back now. Okay, back. So we're just gonna run this. You're gonna see, did I forget to choose it? Field And no, I didn't. Oh, okay. It was because I reloaded. Remembers the last thing. What video types exist on this system? See if this works better. So you see it's using the list bundles media, and then it gives back a response. That is funny though, because there should be two, I guess. Oh no. Okay, they have removed the video in Drupal CMS. Okay. So that's correct then. So that is how you create the agent. This was a very, very simple agent. But I hope you get the gist of it. The other thing I will show you as well as, I guess, the last thing, I'm running out of time. I have to cook dinner soon for my kids, but it's the workflows. So I would say with the agents and the workflows, add as many as you want after I have set this up if you want to showcase more examples. These are just examples that you can set up very easily, but I will do this then. If let's do the following. Let's ask it, can you add a field on movie reviews that is a taxonomy field for the movie genre and connect the vocabulary with the same name? I don't really like using the agents. It's actually faster to go around and click around, but just showcase that this works as well. So hopefully it should now on the content type movie reviews, go ahead and add taxonomy here, because there's a thing I want to showcase here with the automators. Let's see here. So movie genre, and it has added it, right? So if we add a movie review now, okay, I want it to be, it should not be, where are you? Let's do checkboxes, radio buttons instead. So you can ask about this, but this is just faster. I should have asked it from the beginning. And now it's, so now we have the checkboxes here. Let me just copy some movie review from somewhere. So, wow, this was long, but okay. So this is a Superman review of the, no, sorry, yeah, movie review of the Superman. I just leave these empty for now. Save this, and I'm gonna showcase what the automator can do then. So how the automator works is, well, I have to enable it first, I realized. How it works is basically you go to a field type. No, you go to a field and say, how do I want AI to fill this out, field out based on anything I have in my history? Let's see here. So we have the automators we install. And these automators, by the way, come with a lot of stuff you can do outside of what you're gonna see here. So there's a lot of extra extensions where it can go out and search on the internet. It can scrape website, it can read PDFs, and there's a lot of different things it can do there. But I will just showcase a couple of ones here. So if we now go back to our movie reviews, and we have our movie genre. And let's say that we have thousands of this. We just added the movie genre. It would take a lot of time for like an intern or someone to actually start filling out this movie genre. So what we do instead is click this button, enable AI Automator, choose the type, in this case, LLM taxonomy. So these types are dependent on the field types, what shows up here. Base mode is basically like tokens, but with recommended tokens. So it makes it easier. You can actually use tokens if you want to get inputs from everywhere. But we're just going to use base mode, and we're going to use it on the description. And then I'm just going to copy from here. Actually, I think this is a pretty good prompt. So based on the context, choose up to, let's say, 2 categories from the category context that fits the text. Category options, this is just going to give the actual category options available. And context is the actual review in this case. Then there are some advanced settings here. So if something needs to run in a chain, so say, for instance, go do a web search, scrape all those websites, write summaries for all those websites, and then write a summary of those summaries. That's 4 steps, right? It has to happen in the correct order, which is why we have wait. So when something starts and when something ends, you can run these on batch and queue cron if they are heavy. In this case, it's going to be pretty quick. So we just run it direct, and direct in this case means directly when you save. So if I go back to the content now, go back to this and just resave this. So the how this works is if this is empty, then the automation will fill it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it now, and this should probably be adventure or something, I guess. So you see, it has filled in action adventure in this case. And we can even then do the same on the review score. They should probably set the review score themselves and not have AI set it, but it is possible for it to read the text and figure out what should the review score probably be based on the text. So same thing here. I just copy this as well. In 1.2, we have something called a prompt library, so you don't have to do this, where 1 means negative and 5 means positive. Ratings, comment. So it's just going to give that it's 1 to 5. 1 means negative, 5 means positive, gives back the text. And if we save this, and I resave now, hopefully it should fill out a rating that's based on what I can see on the title, at least not very high. Yeah, so it gets a review score 2 in this case. I can also show this is multimodal just for the fun of it. Yeah, no, what I can do here is the following. Let's take, let's take plain text, summary. So we just want a summary of this now. Same thing here, enable AI automators. In this case, we use LLM text simple. So there's LLM text that is, if you want to take one thing and create multiple, you have a field that can have multiple text in it. This can actually create multiple text, while simple always is 1-to-1. Write a 2-sentence summary that summarizes this review, and we use the context that is the description, and I'm just going to showcase in this. So I'm going to use 99. I use batch in this case, so you can actually see when it's running. And we save this, and we create another field that is, let's take a image field. Where do we have? Is it media? No, it's file, right? File upload. Well, I'm not sure if this works with light LLM. Let's see, because there might be settings in there. So we want to create an image in this case. We don't need alt field, enable AI automators. So we just use image generation. same thing here then. We can base this on the summary. Based on the following text, create an image that showcases the mood of a movie, some movie review and its context. We also use batch here. Oh no, there is no model for this. Okay. So we can't do this. Let's skip this part then. We just show the
Have you been able to look at the Light LLM configuration to see why models are missing?
no, not really. I couldn't save anything. So one thing I was going to suggest that would be really nice for you, I think for yourself as well, is that there is basically a model called chat, for instance. So this is the default model, because then you can, when there's a cheaper model, you can just switch this over to whatever is the cheapest model that works well, right? Instead of us picking something here for you, because then we need to change this in the recipes or whatever it is that's setting this up. Because then we can
Right.
just, take the Light LLM proxy and take chat, and we don't really care what's behind there. That's for you to steer to have the best bang for the buck, so to speak. But I haven't seen the text to image, to be honest. Why this isn't working, I could go in and look at it, because it looked like you had text to audio working at least. No, there's nothing there. Let's see, because text to audio, let's see, text to speech. No, this is not really text to speech models actually. So that's not really correct either. Yeah, I could go in and see if I can figure out why they are not exposed.
Hey, Marcus, I don't know. I had to step out for another meeting, but I'm back. So one thing, I don't know if you guys talked about this, but one thing that I had seen just in one of his sites, and was the Automator module or Automator, where you submit something and it triggers off like some.
Yeah, that's what we're going through right now.
Okay, perfect.
I wanted to create an image there as well, but I couldn't find a text to image model. But
Okay.
the summary here now, then it's not filled in. We click save, and it should use batch in this case. Yeah, batch, and then it
Okay.
should.
All right. So I'm just back. Sorry I had to step out, but I'm glad you guys are doing that now. So I'll be more engaged now. So thank you.
That did not work though. Why did that not work? Let's see. Oh, we should not try to capture HTML there. I guess that's it. We should probably not set to the default value actually, and it's a normal text. See, so now it works better, right? So it has created a summary, and that's how you make Automators. So that's a way to use workflows. I guess if you want to become really advanced into it, and because it is Drupal CMS ECA should be there. So what I can show you last thing, but I'm no expert at ECA. I have set up really cool stuff, but I always have to like learn a lot every time I use ECA, because it's crazy powerful, but it's also crazy advanced. But I can just showcase that all these default stuff like chat or moderation and so on, it is available in there as well if you would like to use that. Now I don't know what other ECA plugins are added there. but I can show you if we start here with, yeah, what should we use? Every time you delete a config, we can do that. It should chat. Let's see, does this have a token? Event it to apply to all. Oh no, this doesn't give a token, so that's probably a bad idea. So the idea is there. I have to go, unfortunately, but the idea is if you have a trigger here that provides a token, what you could do, for instance, is use the chat then to write out a message or something like that. So something that automators can't do, basically. You would be able to do here, and so crazy much more complex stuff, of course, as well. Because it is extremely powerful.